Today, I'm going to demonstrate how to build a floating wall shelf. Last year for Mother's Day, my wife saw one of these on Home and Garden channel, and it's a pretty trendy item, and she asked me to build one. I looked on the internet to see if I could find any plans for one, and you just get a couple of rough ideas. So I asked my wife how big she wanted it, and she said she wanted it 2 foot by 1 foot, so that's what I built. To hold the shelf on the wall is a bracket, supporting bracket, that mounts to the wall and a shelf slides over the supporting bracket itself. To start off the project, I went and purchased a 8 foot 2x4 and a piece of plywood that's an 1/8 inch thick, and it was 4x4 in dimensional shape. Before I ever start any job, I always wear safety glasses. According to EHS today, eye injuries are the #1 injuries in any type of workshop, so I want to keep my eyes. First off, what I always do is I cut my 2x4s down a dimension using my miter saw. After I'm done cutting the 2x4 down to the dimensional size, I'll run it on the router table so I could cut a nice groove in both sides of the 2x4, so the plywood will sit inside this 2x4 and it'll go ahead and give it a nice flush look. After I'm done with that, I'll take my plywood and I'll cut the plywood on a table saw because I can get a pretty accurate cut to where I don't have to keep on recutting any wood after. With the supporting bracket, all I do is I cut it within 1 inch or 2 smaller than the actual shelf, so when the shelf slides on top of it, you won't see anything, and it's supporting the weight of the shelf. I'll always use a 2x4, the width of the actual shelf, and I'll cut 3 smaller blocks that go to the front of the shelf to where it'll hold all the weight and balance it out evenly. Whenever I'm putting the shelf together, I like to use finish nails because they countersink inside the wood and they'll go deep enough without leaving a big hole. After I'm done countersinking all the screws, I use wood putty because it'll hide the screws, so if you want to paint or finish, it doesn't contrast the color of the wood and it'll blend very well whenever you start staining. Whenever I assemble the supporting bracket, I like to use 3-inch wood screws because they're heavy enough and they distribute the weight out across the supporting bracket evenly, so whatever weight you put on top of your shelf, it's going to support the weight of the items on the shelf. After I have the shelf frame assembled, I'll take the plywood that I cut on my table saw and I'll put it into the grooves of the shelf. Before I put it into the grooves of the shelf, I always like to run a bead of wood glue inside the groove, so it'll hold the shelf in a lot better. It'll hold the tops and the bottoms of the shelf a lot tighter into the groove. After I'm done with putting the wood glue, I always use my air nailer to put a couple of nails in just to make sure it stays together. Throughout all of the assembly and the cutting process, I always pick up all my little wood chips and I like to throw them underneath my work table just because I like to keep the work area clean. According to woodwhisperer.com, a clean work area is a safe work area. Nobody wants to trip and fall into the saw. Now that I've showed how to assemble and what actual steps I take, the finished product of the shelf looks just like this. The top wood and the bottom wood inside the grooves of the frame, and then all you do is you take it, you mount your supporting bracket to the wall, and your shelf slides right over the supporting bracket, and it looks like one piece with no brackets underneath it or on top of it, and it's a very clean look. Thank you.